Since this is a hard level, I'm gonna walk you through the gameplay, describing my strategy on how to solve this level. So first, always remember that to start, we always look for a cell that is only single in terms of color. So in this case, red here is the only one. So we put our first cat there. Then we cross out the row, we cross out the column. Also, we cross out the adjacent cells. With that, there's a resulting single color here. Here, gold. We cross out the column, row, column, and then adjacent cells. Then with that, we could see that purple could be seen only on the last row. So we cross out the other cells in that row. Then brown could only be seen on one column and one row. Therefore, for that row and for that column, the brown cat should be there. And since it occupies, or it's a row and a column, therefore the intersection would be
nice.
The placement of the cat. So we cross out the row, we cross out the column, then we cross out all the brown cells in the board. And then the next would be looking for our next cat. All right, so we could see here that light green, we only have two light green. Then we cross out potential adjacent cell, which is that dark green there, because whichever we choose between these two light green cells, that one would always be an adjacent cell. Then next, so we find here for the second, third, and fourth column, so that's 3 columns in total. We could only see 3 colors: the orange, the gray, and no, there are 4, sorry. So second, third, fourth, and fifth column, that's 4 columns in total. We could see light green, dark green, gray, and orange. So therefore, any color, any of those colors that can be found outside should be crossed out. So like that. Then we could see the last column and the third to the last column, we could only see yellow and pink. So we cross out other colors outside of those 2 columns. With that, we have a resulting purple here. Then okay, then we'll look at the rows, whether we can cross out some of the rows. Okay, so all right, so on the second column, we could see that only orange is there. So any orange outside of that will be crossed out. So with that, we have a resulting
perfect
single pink on the second row. Then we cross out the column, we cross out the row, and we cross out other pink cells outside of that. And we have a resulting on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on the 6th and 7th row, only there that we could see light green and yellow. So any colors on those 2 rows should be crossed out. Okay, and with that, we have a resulting dark green in 1 row, and there are 2 of them. So we cross out the row and the adjacent cells. And with that, we have a resulting single dark green there. So we place our cat, and then single orange. Then we also have a single gray.
Unbelievable.
Single green, and then last
Unbelievable.
yellow.